Hello, my name's Tim Herron, and welcome to Entrepreneur Bootcamp. This is the webisode on your weaknesses. Okay, for a little bit of a recap, my name's Tim Herron. My email address is timherron69@gmail.com. I have a YouTube channel which this goes out on, so it's Tim Herron Longevity, YOUNGEVITY. I have a blog called Wallach's Word, WALLACHSWORD.com. You can go on there, go onto my YouTube channel, like, share my videos, comment, get involved, whatever you need to do. So today's, I'm going to speak about your weaknesses. The first episode we discussed what is an entrepreneur, okay? Are you of the mindset of a 1099, or are you of the mindset of a W-2? Are you a entrepreneur, or are you a wantrepreneur? Okay, so that was the first episode. Then the second episode, we went into the day in the life of an entrepreneur, which is, what are you doing on a daily basis in order to make your vision become the reality? And those are really key steps right there. The day in the life of an entrepreneur. What are you doing from when you wake up until you lay your head down at night and go to sleep? And then we went into your strengths. What are your strengths as an individually, as a person? What are your strengths? Okay. And now we're going to get into your weaknesses. Okay. What are your weaknesses? It's very important to understand your weaknesses. If you don't understand where you're weak, you can't improve. And that's becoming aware, self-aware, aware of everything else, but more importantly, aware of yourself. Great. So I had on the Periscope, some people had sent in some of their weaknesses, and I had them explain a little bit. So thank you very much for everyone who did that. And I'm going to go over a few of those, about 4 of those that people had sent in, because who knows, maybe you have some of these or variations of these, and hopefully this can help you. So one was very interesting, was learning to say no. Okay, that's very important. Okay, learn to say no. Not every question or request deserves a response or an action. A lot of people get that twisted, and they'll say, well, this person asked me this, so I have to respond. Well, no, you don't have to respond. If it's not important for your vision or going forward, or it's just plain nonsense, then don't respond, right? Those are the little things that deviate you, that get you off of your path for your vision, okay? So, this is a very important tool for those people looking to be leaders, looking to be mentors, looking for those types of things. It's learning how to say no to people in certain circumstances, and not just flat out no. Okay, it's okay. Well, this doesn't deserve a response. So okay. So that's very important. Learn how to say no in the proper situations, of course. The next one was lack of confidence, and this is, I know I say easy, right? But easier said than done, correct? So, lack of confidence. Your confidence is going to grow as your successes pile up. Okay? And so to make that a little bit simpler for people who have a lack of confidence, that's probably one of the biggest weaknesses that most people have, is a lack of confidence. Lack of confidence in yourself, your abilities, all the other stuff. So I say a lack of confidence, right, stems from not having successes and not being prepared. Right? Preparation leads to success, leads to confidence building. Great. So here we go. Confidence, okay, can be built by narrowing your goals, bring them down to size, and have small victories. Okay? You want to have small, tiny victories that'll start building your self-confidence and have you step out of your comfort zone. Right? Everybody, we all have our comfort zones. And so to step outside of that is when your confidence is being built. So be realistic in your goals, very short goals, Soon your confidence grows and you're stepping outside. Soon, before you know it, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. So that's a very good one. Thank you very much for sending that in. Narrow your goals, have them shorter. You can have tons of goals, okay, leading up through your vision. You're going to have step by step. Remember, I spoke about that before, is your steps. So make your steps a little bit shorter. Take baby steps. And now you're going to say, wow, okay, that worked. Okay, hey, well, you know what, that didn't work, but a variation of that will work. And now as you're going, you're going to start getting little successes, little wins, little victories, and your confidence will grow. The next one that came in was somebody was saying that they feel gullible, okay? And there's a very simple solution to get this out of the way, is that, an old New York adage, being from New York, okay, a very easy way to do this is saying, how we used to say in New York, or we say in New York, show and prove. Show me and then prove it consistently. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Show me and then prove it consistently over time. And that will stop the gullibility. Somebody tells you something, okay, show me. Prove it. Prove it over again. And that way the gullibility factor kind of drops down a lot, because you're saying, okay, I can see it. I see the numbers. I see the facts. I see your theory. I see your explanation, right? And it's proven over and over and over again. The gullibility factor goes down to no. Okay. The next one is being strict. Okay. That was one that came in, and I probably fall into this category a little bit too. And that's a little bit of what one of my weaknesses is being strict. And what came in is they said they're strict from being over organized. I don't know if you can be overly organized. Some people call that anal. But that's okay. You know what it is? It's attention to detail, and you'll attract others with the same mentality. Because when you're have this attention to detail, other people will definitely fall into that, or they're going to fall away. So that's kind of what you're going to attract. So being overly organized, I look at it and I say it's just being overly prepared. And I don't think you can ever be overly prepared for anything. So I wouldn't, like I said earlier, some of your strengths will also be some of your weaknesses. So I think that being strict is a strength and a weakness, depending on how you deal with it, or how your point comes across, right? You can be really strict and not have your point come across, and people shut down. And that's kind of how I am sometimes, is that I'm overly blunt, I'm overly direct, and sometimes that people aren't used to that. So that's where I have to kind of temper my words and my thoughts sometimes coming out, that sometimes I have to stop and think for a second and then say something. So, you know what I mean? So when somebody says something to you, like me, sometimes I have to process that for a second and say, okay, what's the best way to come out with it so that people aren't either offended or shut down or anything in there. So that's one of mine too. I would say strict, anal, and all that kind of stuff in there kind of falls in the same thing. And so that was one of my biggest weaknesses, and still kind of is one of my weaknesses in there too. As much as I try to catch myself at doing that, it still happens. Okay. I want to give you one great example, as we just came off of this current Super Bowl 50, and an example of someone who kind of fits a lot of these things in here. Okay, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and how do you get to your vision. Okay, and my example comes from Peyton Manning. Okay, long storied career, Hall of Famer for sure, going in, one of the top few quarterbacks in NFL history. Okay, he is overly prepared, right? Which is great. It shows. Okay, he understands, especially in this year, you really saw it. He understands and understood his strengths and his weaknesses. His strengths is where he was organized, prepared, and his work ethic is second to none. Okay, he takes the little things. He does the little things. He's calling the receivers. He's working out with them. He's going over film. He's going over extra things. He's getting involved in the offense, which he's a big part of. Okay, he's aware of the defense. He knows where they are, where they're going to be. Most importantly, and so those are a lot of his strengths, right? Leadership, organization, preparation, all these things. But some of his weaknesses was because of the surgeries that he had, was that his arm strength diminished. But his strength was realizing his weakness. Okay? And he says, okay, I can't throw the ball 60, 70 yards anymore, but I can do this. I can't scramble like I used to, so I'm going to do this. Okay? I can't stay under in shotgun anymore, so I'm going to go under center. It's a lot easier. Okay, I'm going to do all these different things because I know that I can't do certain things anymore, but I can do these things. I can lead. I can be prepared. I can prepare others. I can be organized, and I can be a master of my craft. And that's what he is, a master of his craft. I mean, if you think about it, in the age and where he is now, and all the injuries and being benched and all this stuff, his mental fortitude was so strong. He overcame all of those things and some other personal things that came into the season, put everything aside because he had a vision of winning that next Super Bowl. He says, by any means necessary, I'm going to do this. And he did it, right? He did it, hands down, right? The team did it, right? But he is the quarterback is the leader of that team. The defense had a lot to do with it, okay? But he led that team, right? It wasn't the backup. It wasn't anybody. It was he led that team. He understood his strengths. He understood his weaknesses. He put them together, and he competed, and he won, completing his vision. So the more you're able to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, like Peyton Manning, he was able to make other people better. He was able to partner with other people to help him in the ways where he was deficient and help them in the places where he was extremely strong. And they gelled great together. And you saw that come through in the Super Bowl when it was just a dominant performance there. Okay, so that's my analogy there is Peyton Manning. I think it's one of the best analogies out there as far as someone who came to understand where he was weak. And that's hard for people to say, okay, this is where I'm not strong. This is where I fall short. Especially somebody who's that, engrossed in football since he was a child. I mean, since before birth with his father and his brothers and everything else. So, he able to embrace his weaknesses, to embrace his strengths and make other people better and partner with them to complete a vision. That's it. Okay? That's it in a nutshell. Everything to do to complete that vision. So contact me on my YouTube channel. It's timharron-longevity.com. Like, share, join, comment, whatever you need to do. These webisodes are meant for you to help you build what it is that is your vision. What is it that your vision? How do you get there? By any means necessary, how do you get there? So this is what I'm hoping to do. And at the end of the day, if I find people that I gel with the same way as you will, then I certainly look to partner with you in my business endeavors. So I'll see you next time on the next Periscope and the next webisode. Enjoy your day. Be prosperous.